Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. I felt a yawn coming on. I'm not tired. This means something else. Somebody else might be tired or bored or over it. As we are, right, collective, we're over it. The nonsense. So, going to let you all in on more of my personal life with the opening of or sharing of another journal. Okay, so, and I'm doing this again only as I am guided to do so. I also don't have a problem sharing my life with anyone, as far as my story and all of that, because I have nothing to hide, so I'm not lying. You want to know, have you ever been arrested? Yes, I got a DUI in 2006 at the age of 32 or 3 or something. And that was the only time I've ever gotten arrested, was in that situation. I failed a breathalyzer or a sobriety test. And, that was in Lake Mary, Florida. That was in 2006. That was the beginning to the end of my 1.5-year hiatus from hearing and obeying Most High. That was the beginning to the end. So from there, just to let you all know, I've made karmic choices too. So from there, I ended up losing the employment opportunity I had at the time, which was in auto sales. And in fact, the last month, it was December of 2006, the last month I was in auto sales, I sold 12 cars that month. And and they actually ended up letting me go because you need a driver's license. And again, I was honest with them about my situation. I wasn't trying to hide anything. Let's see, what else? I've cheated on a test before. Yeah, I've done that. Let's see. I've never lied to either of my daughters. And I've never lied to a woman that I have been involved with. I've never lied to my parents or the people that I was raised by. I've never lied to them. And in fact, I've probably told, certainly the female, I've told her things that I probably shouldn't have. And the male uses Ouija boards and witchcraft, so he knows things about me, as your karmics know about you, that they really shouldn't, but they do because they're nosy asses. So, so let's go ahead and get started. I actually, looks like there was a bit of crossover from one journal to the next, and so for those of you who are just tuning in, I use a journal, and I use that journal on not the daily basis, but certainly regularly. I may write in it 6 times a day, and then there are days or times that go when I don't write in it 4 days at a time. So I hope you would use a journal. I encourage you to get one, men and women. I encourage you to get one to write your thoughts down. It's a way of alchemizing. It's a way of healing. It's a way of releasing. It's a way of cleansing, is to write. Okay? If you are an artist of any type, you probably are called to be some type of scribe, or you already know you are. A scribe is a writer, painter, illustrator. Thank you for the jet flying overhead, or plane, or whatever that is. It's probably a jet. So information's coming in fast. Information's coming in fast. Information's coming in fast. 4:55 on the timer when I look down at the video. 4:55. So, with that, the use of a journal can be extremely beneficial. Okay, so the first journal, for those of you who are new subscribers, first of all, thank you and welcome aboard. That journal that I recently completed sharing covers 2014 to 2017, which is the majority of my time on dialysis. Okay, for those of you who do not know, that was 4.5 years due to a rare, non-curable by man autoimmune virus, okay, called IgG4 nephropathy, if you want to look that up. Okay, and so let's take a look at the next journal that I used over the last 10 years. This journal is much larger, and sorry, I'm moving the camera around. I'm going to grab another book. And therefore, it lasted much longer. I also went an extended period of time when I was in a relationship with someone. I went an extended period of time going through karmic stuff and all of that, and not being my true self and who I really truly was. And so because of that, I went probably about a year with very sporadic writing in the journal. And so you can see the difference between the thickness of these two books, right? So one, also the other one, you'll see the green one here, this one, right? Thoughts and Musings, was actually given to me by the ex-former. I don't like the word ex because it sounds derogatory or something. By the former wife. Okay? So, let's go ahead and get started and take a look at some things. I wonder, did I tear pages out of here? Probably. I don't think so. Probably, maybe. I wrote something in the front of this book from the person who gave it to me, and I erased it after I left her. So, 126:16. Somebody out there thinks I'm mean or harsh. I'm not mean or harsh. I'm an extremely loving, unconditionally loving person, actually. If I wasn't unconditionally loving, I would not forgive the man who took my wife, who also claimed to be my father. I would not easily forgive those who have done witchcraft against me, some of which I've also dated. I would not be where I am today if I were not a nice guy. And my job isn't to be nice. My job is to be truthful. Yours is too. So, 126, over being nice. Nowhere in Scripture will you find that it says you must be nice. Nowhere in the canon text that has been removed, lost, whatever. When I say Scripture, I don't mean the Bible. I will never mean the Bible when I say Scripture. I mean the totality of the historical texts, that Gospel of Thomas, Enoch, Book of Treasures, First and Second Book of Adam and Eve, Book of Nicodemus. I'm talking about those books. Yahweh, you have told me that I cannot reach her. So I got married to her. I'm really going to do my best to not be disrespectful. So I got married to her on... If you're justified, don't feel bad about disrespecting people. You need to tell somebody fuck off, tell them fuck off. If you know they're doing you wrong, don't feel bad about it. You think God is nice? You haven't read about the wars and rumors of wars and all that stuff. Yeah. It's spiritual first and then natural, if you don't know that. Okay? So the battles that are happening in Israel, Ukraine, and all that, it's all spiritual. It happens in the ethers, and then it comes here. What purpose does this relationship have? Now, you should not be 2 fucking months into your marriage asking yourself, what is the purpose of this relationship? That should have told me I already knew. I knew. pretty much early on. I mean, we're literally talking less than 60 days here at this point after getting married. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, because things had already started to change. Again, I had moved in with her. That's not a good idea. That's not a... It's better. It would be better to marry someone and continue to live apart than move into someone's place quickly. Married or not. I'll just say that. Okay. And again, I'm only sharing what I've learned from my own lessons. Okay. That's all I'm sharing. It needs to focus. Focus. It's not going to focus. For the first time, I am questioning the choice. You see that? All right. And in fact, let me fast forward. I don't really want to go. And in fact, I'm being asked not to. That's really not necessary. So let me get past all of blah, 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 that blah, blah, blah. Let me get past all of that. All right. Let me get past all of that, because all of that is I'm questioning myself about divorce. I'm asking Most High about what's going on. And so, like with my marriage and the choice that I made to marry her, because she was non-supportive right from the get-go. Once we were married, she said she wasn't going to be a part of the house that I was sent to for 20 years and blah, blah, blah. So she was only going there just to loop me in, and blah, 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 blah. Chances are she wanted a child. She was in her late 40s or mid 40s at the time. She wanted a child. She promised herself she would never have a child until she was married. She had not ever been married. She managed to not even be pregnant during that entire time of her existence on this planet, this lifetime. So I really think that was really her, yeah. So let's keep going. Let's see. And again, I'm just making sure that I go through, because I really don't want to focus on negativity or something certainly that happened in the past that doesn't affect me today. It doesn't, it just made me sharper, it made me better. And, yep. So let's go ahead and start here. Okay. And in this journal, in most journals, I write the right side of the page, I use for messages, right? When I was a part of the religious sect and I was a part of the Rock of Central Florida and Sanford, Florida, I would write down Steve's messages, or whoever was speaking. I would write down their messages. I would write down things that they were saying, visitors, the uniqueness of the visitors. If there was something synchronistic about the day, I would write that down. These are names of individuals that I was in relationship with. You'll find them throughout this journal. And this journal in particular, I have taped a lot of there's a lot of meaningful items that are taped in this journal. So we'll see those things as we go along. And so I mention that because here, Steve, there was a message, again, this was some meeting, something gathering at the Rock of Central Florida. Focus on the faith Yahweh has in me, not the faith I have in myself. And that's wrong thinking. You see that? Confirmation with a door slam. My faith focus needs to be in me. My innovativeness, the I am in me. It's the atom or Adamic nature to hold a little back. Isn't that interesting? So we have a first Adam and we have a second Adam. Who was the first Adam? The first Adam was the Adam that most of us are familiar with. So he is the Adam that is that we know of as in the deceptive book. That's the Bible. In the deceptive book, we know that Adam to be the husband of Eve. Okay? The truth of the matter of who that Adam is that Adam is within you. That Adam is amongst your cerebral and your cerebellum and your pineal glands and your vertebrae and the Christos fluid that flows up and down your vertebrae. The Adam is the Adam nature. That nature is in you. That Adamic nature that is in you. Adam, don't think about it as an individual. Think about it as the energy, the source in you. That's Adam. Okay? All right. So, and I was writing these things down and I was not fully awakened. So an innovator, or get the degree or certification in order to position myself to be. Okay. Well, I got one of those things, a Reiki healer certification. And again, that's to learn a little bit, but more than anything, that's for man. That's all a degree is, or certification is. It's just for man. That's all it is. I did business for 13 years without one. All right. I was just checking to see. Oh, message. I was just checking to see what was on the other page. Or the next page. So, and again, my background is in tax and accountancy for those of you who are unaware. When I was in school, I was diagnosed with that rare autoimmune virus, so I dropped out of school in my third year and third year, second semester or something like that. And I needed to start dialysis 5 days a week. So 3 days a week, sorry. And so, yeah. So, I am an IRS enrolled agent, or at least that's what one of the goals was. One of the goals was to be an IRS enrolled agent. Okay, at the time, and I think that's an exceptional. If you are disciplined enough to study and pass the exam, then I think that's an exceptional occupation, especially for one who does not have a degree, because in order to be an IRS enrolled agent, that is one of the, probably for self-employment right away, one of the most lucrative opportunities for self-employment you can have. You don't have, it's not affected by the market, up or down. Taxes are due, up or down. States need their payroll taxes. 941s, trusts, it's never ending. You can be an IRS enrolled agent and carry that credential without a high school degree, without a high school diploma. To me, that's an exceptional opportunity. I would do that rather than being a CPA. So, which is why I was considering it, because I never wanted to be a CPA. CPAs are like, I don't know, they're snobs to me in the accounting world, to me, for some reason. Because they think they can charge you $300 an hour for the same shit, same fucking knowledge I know. Life is very simple. Obey Yahweh God's voice. Okay, some more information from Steve. Again, messages. Oh, here's a dream. Genevieve, who was somebody at the Rock of Central Florida, tells me she is engaged. I believe she's engaged today or now, or maybe married, actually. Holy shit. She told me that on 4/1/18. I don't think she If she is engaged, it happened just last year. If she is. So, yep, interesting. And again, I think that I don't keep in touch with anyone from the Rock of Central Florida or families or anything like that today. So, but I believe she is engaged. I believe so. Again, I'm not making this up, okay? That's all I got to say about it. Okay, a call to rise up in truth. Hello, I'm right here. Sons are owners, Jeremiah 29:11. So we know Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the things that the hopes and dreams that I have for you, to prosper you, to give you hope in a future, not to hate you, not to beat you into the ground, not to belittle you, but it's to give you life," is what Jeremiah 11:29 says. That is my favorite scripture amongst the raped scriptures in between Genesis and Revelation. That is my favorite scripture. My birthday is 11/29. The words I speak are not ones I have created. Holy, did I not just say that? Oh man, okay. All right. The words I speak are not are not ones I have created, but these are Yahweh God's words I speak. Hmm. 429:18, pretending to be of a certain position, but actually of the contrary. Let's get truly real, harshly and embarrassingly so. So I write the way that I speak. Do you see that? I've been speaking this way. It's just how I am. It's the fierce, fire, passionate, whatever in me. Okay? That's just how I am. That's how it is. That is how I am. Okay? And again, it's not for everyone. It's just for the right ones. All right. So there were 10 people from the Rock of Central Florida going on a trip to Cuba. They were leaving on that Tuesday, after the Tuesday following the Sunday, I guess, of 429. Okay. Never desire the platform. Steve said that. He's the senior minister at the Rock of Central Florida. His name is Stephen Parker. And yeah, I said Stephen. He doesn't like that, but I don't give a fuck. He didn't believe me when I tried to tell him the truth, so 2-2 on the timer. So I do whatever the fuck I want to, just like he did. So, and I don't have any ill will towards any of them, again, but I am stern and firm in what I believe, and even more so now to those who did not believe me when it was released. You see this? The words I speak are not from my fucking mind. They are the ones that are given to me by Most High, Ptah, my Lord, the original source. So, get mad if they want to. So, never desire the platform. I have always been one that preferred to sit in the back. And when I say sit in the back, I mean just be amongst the people. Me do my work, okay? Me do everything and function as I'm meant to function in my high vibrational, unconditionally loving self. But do it in the background, right? So the stage, curtains, lights, and all that stuff, I don't need to be one standing out there taking a bow. I don't need to be the one out there. I don't need to have the leading role. I don't need to even be in the play. I could be the light guy. But I believe because I'm like that, Most High is like, no, you, come here. Moses, you can't speak. Come here. Come here. David, you are the last and the littlest. Come here, my son. Come here. I don't seek. attention, spotlight, anything. In fact, again, if you've listened to me for any length of time, you know how much I love my solitude, and I prefer living off the grid, out in the middle of don't come near me. You know that that's how I do, or how I prefer. I love my dogs, I love my animals, I love my garden, I want to do all of that, and I'm going to do all. That's how I prefer to be. You know, if you've listened to me for any length of time, I'm not one to seek attention. Okay? That's why there's no apps or anything to give me money on my platform, because I don't want your money. Okay? You want to bless me? Send me good energy. Okay? You want to bless me? Send me good vibes, happy energy. Okay? Because that's what I'm sending to you. Loving energy. Okay? Supportive energy. Genuine. Okay? All right. So, Most High told me a long time ago that he was my employer, and has been. Are there days that we've had to eat only ramen noodle? Yep, but you know what? We eat those ramen noodles today, so tomorrow we can have caviar every fucking day. Oh, I'm feeling a Biggie Smalls. Hey, Biggie, they call him Roddy Biggie. They call me Biggie, they call him Roddy Biggie. I'm feeling a Biggie, I'm feeling it. Notorious, ain't too many can, straight up, we know angel dust. Never mind, don't get me started. We are a threat to the world when we are mysterious. Again, Steve said that. Here I am in my high vibrational self, living my mysterious life. Everybody on the other side of the fence thought the grass was greener. That shit was spray painted. Do not show all my cards at one time. Hello, I've made that mistake so many times. And we can do this by being overgivers. Okay, you can show all of your cards at one time by being overgivers. So if we function as Most High does, Most High is discreet, Most High is secretive, Most High is uses discretion, Most High is soft, Most High is also violent, Most High is. So we need to function in this way. Understand our dark side, understand how to mediate our energies. Okay? Understand how to do that. And then we can get to a place where we're giving the amount we should, and we're allowing ourselves to receive the amount we should, and to the source that we are giving, or to the places or energies that we are giving to. Once we realize that they are not giving equivalent back, then we remove our energy and we just continue on our journey. Most High doesn't argue with anyone. He simply presents. We have a choice. Do you like me? Yes or no? Check the box. Are you with me? Yes or no? Check the box. And you check the box or whatever, and that's your decision. And then Most High is like, okay. The same pair of pants or shorts, it's summertime, gonna show up wearing a different pair of pants or skirt or shorts until you understand this opportunity and how it's going to get you out of the rat race of the 3D matrix. And this that the evil fallen Anunnaki and Satan has created, and Jezebel spirits. There are evil Anunnaki and there are good Anunnaki. They're just because there are good angels and there are evil angels. The evil ones got kicked out with Satan because Satan was also an angel. Or he is. Okay? So, be shrewd. Understand timing, and that's divine timing. I didn't quite understand that back then. And I had patience for certain things, but I had patience for certain things that I was unaware of. If I became aware of something, and this is in one way in which I've changed, if I had become aware of something that was I would be relentless in seeking out justice for myself. I have come to understand that it is better, although not fun, it is better for us to have the understanding that we do our part here in the 3D and we do what we can in the 5D or 6D, 7D, 8D. We do through what we can through our source, through our energetic self, through our meditations and all of that sort of thing. We do what we can. And then at some point, the esoteric, the ethereal are aware of more than we are in this form. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that just because I'm wearing a flesh suit, that my spiritual highfalutin self takes years to grasp these concepts, but that just, or truths, but that just, they're not concepts, but that just goes to show you how far human, has come and separated itself from the truth of who we are. That just goes to show me that's how far we have come. So I had to do all that work just for one person, for me, to get back to where I am. The first person to do it in 16 generations. I was going to say centuries. 16 generations. This is what it took. And that was for one person. Okay. So, that gentleman is one of the senior ministers at the Rock of Central, or not the senior ministers. He's one of the team ministers or people at the Rock of Central Florida. You've heard me mention a couple that sowed their first male seed, whose name, the child's name is Matthew. He's the father. He's the father of that child that was sown. And then they got a rainbow baby whose name is Finley, and he's one of the three sons that I sowed into that house. I anoint the feet of Yahweh through my obedience. Okay, these are points, I guess, that Matt was bringing up. If I do not fail to do what Yahweh has ordained me to do, the mission will not be successful in proper timing. And again, original divine timing. Let me take a look in the back of this book. I normally write in the back of my books, in the back of my journals when I get them. I don't think I wrote in the back of. I did not write in the back of this one. Nope, I did not. Let's see here. Align with who I am now. I am released from the counterfeit times 5,000, because there's 5,000 counterfeits. Meaning many, not just 5,000. Increase my sphere of influence. Okay. Oh. So Matt's dream, come out of this place with Steve. Steve was previously with Jim Schneider, and Jim Schneider is the senior minister at the Beth Tome in Rutland, Vermont. I had to think for a minute. Steve was prepared. I'm not sure what all of that was. Preparedness. I want to know who you are is what that should says. Okay, so here is the first amazing story in this journal. Okay, so this guy Okay? Ooh, and it's coming up. Oh, May 9th. So, Mario Garcia. So I sat next to him at dialysis for a year and a half, only to find out that I had dated his daughter like 10 years prior or something like that. He lived in New Jersey at the time, and he like raced cars like he did track races. And his daughter was heavily into cars, big time. Typically, I attract daddy's girls. Just saying. But yeah. So he sat next to me for a year and a half. Unfortunately, Mario lacked some insight, because his mentality with dialysis was, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let myself fall apart. Unfortunately, that is what happened. Okay? And probably just, I don't know when he started dialysis, but I met him in 2000. When did I start dialysis at Next Stage? I met Mario in 2000, beginning of 2016, because I was there for a year and a half doing treatments 5 days a week. And I did, in fact, 15 probably, because I did home treatments. I put myself on and off the dialysis machine for a year. I did home treatments by myself, which helped a lot as far as time management and everything. And so it had to be earlier than that. So 15. Yeah, so 15, I met Mario. So I don't know when he started dialysis, but he passed in 2019. So he did not live in the natural very long after that. And again, we all have choices. We all make our decisions. I talked to in fact, after he passed, I found that out through the nurses there. Once I got back in touch with them, started talking to them. After some time had passed, when I found out the Next Stage facility was brought by Fresenius, and Fresenius is like Walmart. They are the big bad boys of the dialysis treatment world, and they just boss people around other companies. So they bought Fresenius, even though Fresenius is a better facility and company. And they got rid of 5-day-a-week treatments and went back to 3-day-a-week treatments, which is their traditional method, which is horrible for the body. Just so you know, if you know someone on dialysis, or you yourself are dealing with dialysis, or your kidneys are failing you, you are in for a journey. I encourage you to. I just started a YouTube channel, Kidney Care. Okay, I only have one video over there, but I'm going to start posting helpful things and my journey through that rare autoimmune virus. Again, there's no cure by man. I received a kidney transplant on 7/7/17 because I manifested that bitch. Okay? So if you want to know how you can better take care of yourself, how to alchemize things in regards to your health, please go and become a part of that channel. Again, I just started the channel. There's only one video over there, but there is more to come. Okay, so thank you so much if you happen to be drawn to that. Okay, so we are at 38 minutes, so I will go ahead and finish on this page here, and then I will go ahead and end it. All right, so Mother's Day of 2018. Okay. And what is that? I don't know why I wrote that address down. I need to go look that up. I don't know what that is. Yeshua's mother, which is Saint Mary, who is also an ascended master, just like Yeshua, Jesus. Another example of how Yahweh changes your name from Jesus to Yeshua. He was Yeshua before he came here, but here man knew him as Jesus, and that's not his real name. Oh, so this is, and I had a picture on my old Facebook page. I got rid of that Facebook account after I left religion. So I had an aunt. I have a great aunt, and she lives in Virginia, I believe, Virginia. And her son lives in Lake County, Florida, and they came with me and Judy to service to the Rock of Central Florida on 6/1 of 2018. Risk and reward, the seed. Taking risks backed by Holy Spirit. Those are the only risks you should be taking. Christ, are they willing? I don't know. Are they willing to take the risk? Somebody needs to take the risk. We know in our angel numbers, we've been getting all about risk, taking the step. Something's around the corner. It's big. It's life-changing. We got it. We got the confirmations today with the angel numbers. Yesterday, the day before, like the end of that eclipse, or the eclipse and the end of the Mercury retrograde, which we are at the tail end of. Oh, man. It's about to get real good for those of us who have been faithful, okay, and are functioning in our high vibrational, truest, purest, highest selves. Possessing the seed, understand what Yahweh has given me. I had a vision. This is not written down here, but I had a vision, and I shared it with Kim Parker, who is Steve's wife. I had a vision back in like 2014, 15, maybe 16, that I was pregnant. Right? And obviously that's not a natural thing. So I was pregnant, and I'm giving birth to something as we speak, right now. Calculated risk. Again, those are the only risks you should be taking. Okay. When you possess it, be willing to release it. When you possess it, be willing to release it. So never become so attached to something or someone or a system or a routine or any activity in life, any people in life, anything, because we are all on our individual journey. The people that you run into, if you marry them, if you date them, they are on their own spiritual journey. Do not try to deter them. Do not try to keep them on your timeline. When they go, release them. When you need to release them, release them. When your time and season with them have come to an end, release them. Whether it's 2 days or it's 45 years, release them. I am willing, if need be, to let go of my best friend, family, everybody. In fact, I've done that. I have no communication with family whatsoever, biological family. That has nothing to do with your true family whatsoever. All right? So be willing to do that and nurture the seed. That's how you nurture yourself. You are a seed. I have faith in the process. I do. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. I know this one was kind of, I want to say cattywampus, a little kind of all over the place, right? But thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you know someone who is going through dialysis or about to, or dealing with kidney issues, encourage them. 44 minutes exactly, 44. Share with them what the channel is, or where the channel is, and what the purpose of that channel is, because it's just like the purpose of this channel, and that is to help them become better managers about their body, right? And how you can alchemize and you can heal yourself. I walked out of that hospital. I left Pittsburgh with 17 different pills to take twice a day and an oral gargle for bacteria. I was there for 21 days. 21 days after I started saying I don't need dialysis, I'm just here to socialize, the transplant showed up. So that's 2121. Today, one of our angel numbers was 1212. Okay, so I'm not here for attention or what have you. I am simply doing as Most High is guiding me, and that platform serves the same purpose as this one, just in a different way. So I'm not on there talking about going in depth about your ancestry and all that. Like, that's not even, it might be relevant to them, and I might mention something about spiritual heredity, but very little. Like, I'm not going into that. We're talking on that channel. We're talking about BUN and creatinine and potassium levels and phosphorus levels and how to get them down, how to lower them naturally, the things that you can consume that will not affect those things, the things that you should absolutely stay away from unless you are doing more than 3 dialysis treatments a week, like all that sort of thing. Okay, and again, the alchemizing, how to turn an illness into a testimony, or turn an illness into a healing. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Nehru, and this is The Encourager. Thank you all so much for tuning in. New listeners, subscribers, thank you. We are at 64, and again, it's growing as it should, because I only expect a few. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Nehru, and as always, be encouraged.